Well, may I say good evening and welcome, one and all. The first inaugural class of 2024 for the Taunton High School Athletics Hall of Fame. My name is Mike Fox. I'm the chairman of the committee, and I'm going to be turning things over tonight to our Master of Ceremonies, who I would like to introduce at this time. Mr. Brett Shavs is a 2020 graduate of Taunton High School. After he departed Taunton High, he went on to pursue a degree in sports broadcasting at Dean College, where he graduated last May of 2024. Brett is currently the Director of Broadcast Media Relations for the New England Knockouts, as well as a play-by-play broadcaster for the Providence Bruins. He is also a protege of our own Steve Jakes. May I please introduce our MC this evening, Mr. Brett Shavs.
Thank you. Thanks, Fox. Man of the hour. Give him one more round of applause. Once again, my name is Brett Shavs, THS class of 2020, the forgotten year for those of you who may or may not have graduated with me, but happy to be back and happy to hopefully start what will be a lengthy and historic tradition here at Taunton High School to officially induct the 2024 Taunton High School Athletic Hall of Fame inductees. Now, before we begin today's ceremonies, we do have a few words from some folks before we also adjourn to dinner. I'd first like to call to the podium Taunton Public Schools Superintendent, Mr. John Cabral.
It's all yours. You got it.
I wish when I was in high school that they had programs such as Mr. Jakes, because I would dream of being the next Brett Shavs. So good evening, everyone. It is truly an honor to be here tonight as we induct the very first class into the Taunton High School Hall of Fame. This evening marks an important milestone in celebrating the rich athletic legacy of our school and our community, a legacy that has shaped our city and inspired generations. Tonight, we not only honor remarkable athletes, coaches, and contributors, but we also embrace the spirit of excellence and commitment that defines Taunton High School. As someone who grew up in nearby Fall River and attended BMC Durfee High School, I understand well the pride and dedication that drive athletes, coaches, and fans in our communities. Like Durfee, Taunton High School has a deep-rooted history of athletic excellence. It's a privilege to witness and honor that same commitment to sportsmanship and achievement here tonight. I really look forward to speaking to the inductees and hearing the rich stories, the history of the games and the seasons, and it's just some of those stories that just come to life, and they never get old when you tell them. I think of Jay Maddock, I think of Coach Eddie Johnson, and I think of some of the people here in the audience tonight, Jimmy Fagan. When I'm around those individuals, I want to hear the stories. I want to hear about the athletes that helped pave the way that we will be recognizing for years and years to come. Tonight, as we gather to celebrate the first class of Taunton High School Hall of Fame, we recognize that there are countless individuals who have contributed to the rich legacy of athletics at our school. But truly, no one is more deserving of this honor than those being inducted this evening. Each of you has set a standard of excellence, inspiring pride and unity within our community. This inaugural Hall of Fame class represents the very first group to be enshrined, and because of that, you will forever hold a special place in our school's history. No matter how many distinguished athletes we honor in the future, tonight's class will always be remembered as the foundation, the first Hall of Fame class. Your achievements, your dedication, your contributions have set the standard for what it means to be the best of Taunton High School athletics. This honor is not only a recognition of your past accomplishments, but a legacy that will inspire future generations. One of the most rewarding parts in my role is witnessing how athletes and athletics brings our community together. Tonight we celebrate not just the accomplishments of individuals, but also the spirit the community of sports fosters. This Hall of Fame stands as a testament to the strength, unity, and pride of Taunton High School in the great city of Taunton. As we look forward, I am hopeful that the Hall of Fame will continue to uncover and honor other remarkable athletes who have competed and excelled throughout Taunton High School's 175-year history. But I gotta be honest, as I was driving over here tonight, I'm thinking 175 years of history. Otto was the AD for 22 years, then he retires, and now we start a Hall of Fame class? Is that a coincidence, Mark? No. So this evening may be the first of many celebrations of those who have played and paved the way through the athletics, the excellence of Taunton Public Schools and Taunton High School. So I want to thank you all for being here to celebrate this remarkable achievement of the inaugural class. The Hall of Fame will serve as a lasting reminder of the heights our students and community members can reach. When we close this evening's ceremony, let's continue to support our school and honor its legacy. I hope to see all the inductees at future athletic events. We'll leave a light on, and we'll always have a seat for you at athletic events. And in closing, I just want to share a quick quote that means a lot to me and something that I think about when I played sports and what my coaches instilled in me. And I think about what sports has taught me as a leader, someone who leads the Taunton Public Schools for now, it's going on 7 years. If serving others and leading others is beneath you, then leadership is beyond you. And as great student athletes and as great athletes, that is something that I believe sports has taught all of us. What it means to sacrifice for your brothers and sisters, and what it means to put your needs second before the needs of the team. So as a superintendent of Taunton Public Schools and a former high school college athlete who will never enter the Hall of Fame, I commend you and I congratulate you on this remarkable achievement. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Cabral. I'd now like to call up Taunton High School Principal Dr. John Harrison now.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you very much for being here for this celebration to celebrate the rich athletic history at Taunton High School. I'm truly honored to be here tonight. It's my first year as the principal, and I am overwhelmed and I'm just in awe at the sense of community and the pride in the city of Taunton, and this is a perfect example. I've been to 3 different Hall of Fame ceremonies in 3 different communities, and I'm telling you, this is the work that's been spent with the brochure, the program, the plaques outside. If you have a chance to see the plaques for these inductees, this is first class tonight. So please know, if you've never been to a Hall of Fame ceremony, this is quite special. To the athletes, I just want to congratulate you. Your hard work and commitment have left a mark and have set a standard for our current athletes, so thank you for that. And I'd just like to ask our Hall of Fame committee members just to stand up very briefly. Stand up, Hall of Fame committee members. Yeah. The hours and time they spent organizing this is commendable. Their sacrifice, it's just amazing. So thanks to Mr. Fox, especially. He's the chair of the committee. So just amazing planning. So thank you to all the committee members. And lastly, to the family and friends of the inductees, I want to congratulate you, because I'm guessing many of you were cheering on the athletes as they celebrated their accomplishments through their 5 years at Taunton High School, or 4 years. Thank you very much again for having me here tonight, and I'm looking forward to celebrating all the fun things. Thanks.
Thank you, Dr. Harrison, for those kind words. At this time, I'd now like to call up Honorable Mayor of City of Taunton, Ms. Shawn O'Connell, as well as newly Senator-elect Ms. Kelly Dooner.
Thank you, Brett. Good evening, everyone. What a wonderful, wonderful evening here in Taunton, here at Taunton High School, to see everyone gathered together like this, all the alum and their families and friends. It's like a class reunion for a lot of people, and it says so much about the closeness of our community and the pride we have to see this room full of you all here tonight. So thank you for joining us. And I want to thank the committee for all the work that they've done to put this together. I know it was a ton of work, and as Principal just said, it's just a first-class night for all of us. It's such an honor for you all to be the first class, I guess, inducted into the new Hall of Fame, and it's a testament to the mark that you've left here in Taunton High School and in our community. Whatever year you walked these halls, you played on the fields, you brought home medals and championships, you gave it your all. And you really paved the way for the next class and for an improved and better sports program, athletic program here at Taunton High School. I know it's with great pride that many of us are alum from Taunton High, whatever year we all graduated. And sports is such an important part of the high school experience, giving you that drive, that leadership, sportsmanship, learning how to win like a winner, how to lose like a winner as well. So it teaches you so many things, and we thank our sports director and our athletic team as well. So it's such an honor for me to be here tonight, to see you all tonight. Congratulations to all of the inductees and your proud families as well. I do have a citation for all of the inductees and the class, and I'll just read one of them. Be it known that the City of Taunton extends its congratulations in recognition of your induction into the Taunton High School your induction into the Taunton High School Athletics Hall of Fame. On behalf of the City of Taunton, we extend heartfelt congratulations and gratitude for your impact on our city's athletic tradition. This honor reflects your exceptional achievements, dedication, and contributions to the legacy of Taunton High School. And it's signed by Mayor Call. So all of you will have my thank you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. At this time, I'd like to call a gentleman up to the podium that does not need an introduction at all, Mr. Gregory DeMello.
Thank you so much, Brett. I paid him $20 for that comment. Good evening to all, and welcome back to Taunton High School. Before I begin my short remarks, I'd just like to recognize some of the elected officials with us here tonight. Of course, we all heard from Honorable Mayor Shauna O'Connell, City Councilor and State Senator-elect Kelly Dooner, City Councilor Estelle Borges, Estelle, in the back. And from the school committee, I serve as chair. I'm honored to serve as chair, but we don't do this alone, so we have some members here present. We have school committee secretary Christine Fagan and school committee member Steve Vieira. So when this vision started, I know as I was at the initial meeting, I'm sorry, Donna Shaws, oh my God. The prettiest looking school committee member, Donna Shaws. Sorry so much, Donna. Sorry about that, Donna. We take her for granted, that's why. Anyway, before this vision started, we sat around a table. There was the athletic subcommittee, many members that are here tonight, and we never went back. And we never went back because there was a reason, because they took this and brought it to this level. And I'm so happy that the vision came to fruition and that we're all here celebrating. And the one message I want to leave you with is that those that have not been back to Taunton High School in many, many years, it's time to reconnect. It's time to reconnect and support our athletes, support our drama club, support our DECA students, the other clubs and organizations, because you all had an impact in the city of Taunton, at Taunton High School, and welcome you back. It's my vision, because I work at Bridgewater State University, and part of my duties is fundraising. So it's my vision to start a foundation so that we can make things bigger and better. There's nothing that we can't achieve when we put our minds together, led by our Superintendent, John Cabral, and I'm sure that someday we'll get that. So we're already accepting donations tonight. Mrs. Fagan will be collecting donations. Only kidding. And one last remark is Brett Shavs, of course, a product of Taunton High School, a product of Steve Jakes, and so many that supported Brett. He doesn't know this, but his mom, of course, works at Bridgewater State University, and I always check up on Brett because I used to see him at Shaw's Supermarket working all the time, and I check in with him. But of course, he's been off for a few years, but I've been checking up on Brett, and I'm so happy that he is where he is today, and I know he's going to go so much further. And thank you for serving as Master of Ceremonies, and congratulations to all the inductees and their families. Welcome back to Taunton High School. Thank you.
Appreciate the kind words, Mr. DeMello. Last but not least, I'd like to call up Taunton Public School School Committee member, Ms. Christine Fagan.
Good evening, everyone. It's a thrill for me to be here. I had 6 sons go through Taunton High School, and they all played different sports, and I was always at one field or the other, and it makes me so proud to see kids that are here that I knew that played with some of my kids when they were at Taunton High School. I serve in the role as the chairman of the high school subcommittee on athletics. Excuse me, not the high school, the athletic subcommittee. And it's a job I really like. One of the things I have to do every time we start a school committee meeting is say a prayer, and at the end of the prayer, we thank God for the opportunity to be of service to our community and to the young people entrusted to our care. And I just have always liked being here. I'm not a native of Taunton. I came up from the town of Somerset. We're Somerset and some are not. And I love it here. This has become a wonderful hometown for me. I've adopted this place. My kids all went here, and it's just been such a pleasure to be here and do that. One of the things I like to tell the students is about athletics. I've been through winning seasons, I've been through losing seasons, but I always remember a poem that my father had hanging on the wall in our house in Somerset. My father got the Mal Brown Award at Providence College for track. My father was a New England quarter-mile champion. I could never run as fast as my father. I had very athletically talented brothers and sisters. I'm the oldest of 9 children, but I had no athletic ability at all. I was the one that was in the National Honor Society, so there you go. But I've always been proud of them and their achievements. But on the wall, he had a framed statement that said, it was called The Winning Game. It says, we can't all play a winning game. Someone is sure to lose. Yet we may play so that our name no one may dare accuse. That when the master referee calls against our name, it won't be whether we won or lost, but how we played the game. I am so proud for all the achievements of the students that are here tonight. I'm so happy for all of you. And I guess my next job is going to be to announce that we're going to be eating shortly. So I wanted to get a little prayer for you. We bless you, Lord, not only for all of you being here, all you students, all your achievements, and congratulations to all of you. We bless you, Lord, for food and drink, our God who gives us everything. With all these gifts we receive from you, our hearts and bodies are nourished too. Thank you so much. I can't tell you how proud I am to have been on the school committee for all the years I've had and for all the years they elected me. And I'm very proud of you students. I absolutely love the kids here. I don't care what your talent is. And I'm so glad with the help of people like Mark Ottavianelli, who brought so many more sports into the program, we can continue to provide athletics for kids, because it's really a wonderful thing to have, and it teaches you some wonderful life lessons. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Fagan. At this time, we'd like to welcome all of our Hall of Fame inductees and their families to lead us into our dinner session at this time. Again, all of our Hall of Fame inductees, as well as their families, you are more than welcome to stand up now and to lead the procession into our dinner session at this time. Thank you very much. All right, folks, it is now time to begin the process of our formal induction for the inaugural class of the Taunton High School Athletic Hall of Fame, the class of 2024. First and foremost, I would like to bring up to the stage the recently retired athletic director of Taunton High School and a really good friend of most of us here in this room, Mr. Mark Ottavianelli.
Thank you, everyone. First of all, I'd like to welcome everybody here tonight to our initial and inaugural Hall of Fame. It's been a long time coming. I'm so proud that we were able to do this tonight. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the following people who have been instrumental in making the night and the Taunton High School Athletic Hall of Fame a reality. First and foremost, our chairperson, Mr. Michael Fox. Michael, along with Jack Heavey, had a lot of conversations at Coffee Nation every morning between 7:30 and 9 o'clock on how this was going to work. And they came out and with their cooperation and their consultation with Superintendent Cabral, it's been a great event. One person I definitely have to recognize is Maddie Bork. Matt's in the back there. The programs, the stickers, the plaques, the banners, the Hall of Fame down the hallway, down in the athletic thing with all the plaques and the big banner of everybody that's being inducted. If you haven't been down there yet, please go down there tonight. That's an incredible job, Matt, and we're very, very grateful for your talent. We had a lot of people behind the scenes. Cynthia Johnson, our public relations person in central office. Sandy Altman and Raphael Dowdy in our athletic department. Your support and guidance have been great. And our Hall of Fame committee. An unbelievable task that committee came through and came up with this great class for this year. Thank you so much. Now, I shouldn't do this, but I'm going to single out one inductee because this gentleman has been a great role model and a great friend throughout my 22 years here at Taunton High School. Dave Lury, you were fantastic, and we couldn't have done anything without you. Thank you so much. Congratulations to all the inaugural inductees in this class. Taunton High School in the city of Taunton has a proud and distinguished history in athletics. Your passion and desire as student athletes and coaches not only brought you personal and team success, but set a standard of excellence for all the past, present, and future Taunton High School student athletes, coaches, and staff. We will be forever grateful for your leadership and contributions in making Taunton High School one of the premier athletic programs in the state of Massachusetts. Thank you for all that you have done. Congratulations and enjoy your special evening. It is well deserved. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Otto. At this time, I'd like to call Mr. Fox back up to the podium to begin our formal introduction.
Thank you again, Brett, and thank you, Mr. Ottavianelli. Very kind. Folks, as many folks know, Taunton High has been in existence for well over a century. Athletics at Taunton High, over 150 years. But tonight, we honor 8 individuals, 1 head coach, and 1 very special team as our first ever nomination, our inductees. Let us start tonight with a team that we promised we wouldn't forget, the 1967 Taunton High School football team. Yes, sir. Take a bow. The mid-1960s brought many changes to Taunton High School, the first of which was a changing of the school mascot to that of a tiger. The second was the hiring of a recent New Hampshire State champion-winning high school football coach. Taunton High School Athletic Director, Mr. Gusta Rubio, recruited a young, intelligent, up-and-coming football coach by the name of Mr. George Heeman. Coach Heeman was brought in before the 1964 season with the hopes of changing the team atmosphere and establishing a winning culture. That first year found the team playing out to a 2-win, 5-loss, and 2-tie record. 1965 saw promise as the team finished up with a 500 record of 4-4-1. Unfortunately, injuries marred season number 3, and the Tigers dropped backwards as they finished that campaign with 1 win, 7 losses, and 1 tie. Still, Coach Heeman entered the 1967 season full of moxie with a healthy group of returning starters and a bevy of talented underclassmen. This may well be the season that Heeman, aided by his trusted assistant coaches, Richard Dick Johnson and Theodore Ted Alexio Jr., had been planning all along. Despite initial setbacks and challenges, Heeman's vision and dedication never wavered. He had finally assembled a formidable team that was poised to make history and embody the true spirit of Tiger pride. That fall of 1967 found the Taunton Tigers football team achieving a season for the ages, a team that had very well may have been shot out of a cannon. Led by senior captains Jimmy Boyle, Joe Hamilton, and Barry Rose. The Tigers played with unmatched determination, finishing their undefeated season with 9 victories versus 0 losses. A juggernaut on both sides of the ball, scoring 221 points while allowing a meager 81. Their crowning moment came upon Thanksgiving Day in a thrilling 12-6 victory over crosstown rival Coyle High School on a saturated, rain-soaked, mud-laden Hopewell field. That memorable win clinched the Bristol County League Championship, the City Championship, and the historic 1967 Massachusetts State C Class Championship, the first state title in school history. 11 players from that team ended up being recognized with postseason honors and then being selected onto the All Bristol County Award selections. The players and coaches from that team have forged a legacy that would inspire generations. They faced challenges with resilience. They showed sportsmanship, and they were united as a family. Each practice, each drill, and each game that season became a testament of their hard work and dedication. The thrill of that final game still resonates today, a vivid reminder of what it means to strive for excellence, for perfection, and the support of one another. The achievements of that team extend beyond the scoreboard and the record book. These players fostered a sense of pride within the Taunton community and contributed to a legacy that has inspired countless young athletes to pursue their dreams. As we now induct the 1967 football team into the Taunton High School Athletic Hall of Fame, we thank you all for the memories, the pride, and the inspiration. Your legacy is secured, not only in trophies and titles, but in the hearts of all who witnessed your greatness. Welcome to the Hall. At this time, as I go to invite their rep to speak tonight, a number of the players, 36 total, played on that squad. and God rest their souls, as many have left us too soon. But joining us tonight, if you would please stand to let us recognize and honor you. Mr. Herb Collins. Captain Joe Hamilton. Mark LaChance. Captain Barry Rose. Some of the friends and family of Captain Jimmy Boyle. Mr. Paul Ashiero. Bruce Borden. Russell Hunt. Edmund Nato. The family of Mr. Wayne Dole. Mr. John Blake. Mr. Alan Collins. Mr. Raymond Joaquim. Mr. Joseph Mulhern. Congratulations to our 67 champions. And my esteemed privilege and honor to now welcome their captain, Mr. Barry Rose, to the podium this evening.
Wow, what a night, what a night, what a night, what a night. What an amazing occasion to be honored by the city of Taunton, to be here with family, to be here with 8 exceptional student athletes, to be honored by the presence of Dave Lury. Thank you so much, Mike Fox. Thank you so much, Mark Ottavianelli. Thank you to the committee for recognizing our accomplishments, and thank you for this incredible honor. Our team was made up of 36 young men from Taunton with different backgrounds, with different levels of talent, and different ideas of how to play the game, all of which came together during that tremendous season. The 67 Tigers had 2 incredible running backs, Joe Hamilton and Jimmy Boyle. They both had size, they had speed, they had balance, they had the God-given ability to run around, run over, and run away from defenses. That Tiger team also had the fastest kid in the county, number 42, Mike Silver, although Chris Lawson, a great track star at THS, might dispute that. Chris could fly. It's funny, Mike Silver never wanted the ball, but every time I threw the ball to him, every time he returned a punt, every time we used to have this play called sweep off the buck, he took it to the house. That kid could play football. And when he wasn't in there, we had a kid by the name of Bruce Borden, number 45. I think he played at about 140 pounds, and he played with all kind of heart. It was a pleasure playing with Bruce. Bruce fit the system perfectly. On the O-line, we had 2 pillars that we built the team around. Paul Ashiero and Lynn Murray. They inflicted a lot of pain on defensive tackles and defensive ends and opened up large enough holes to drive small trucks through. The rest of our tremendous O-line was made up of number 72, touchdown Al Collins, Phil Savicki, the Hayes brothers, Eddie and Joe, Eddie Nato, Dave Ponce, Bucky Manning, Russell Hunt, Ray Joachim. Our wide receiver was none other than Mark LaChance. In the years that Mark and I played, he came up with every ball I ever threw to him. He had the best hands in the league, and he also hit like a truck also. We did, as Mike said, we outscored our opponents 221 to 81 that year. because our defense was exceptional. They were fast, disciplined, and extremely hard hitters. Guys like Boyle, LaChance, Bucky Manning, Ashiro, Murray, Eddie Nato, Herbie Collins, John Blake, Joe Mulhern. They were well coached, and every day they came to play. Our 67 Tigers had a will to win. Our coaches were phenomenal. Backfield coach Teddy Alexo and line coach Dick Johnson were young, energetic, and knowledgeable. They had the ability to relate to each member of the team. They understood the overall strategies of our offense and defenses and had the communication skills to teach, coach, and develop our young backs and linemen. Their communication skills were unprecedented, and it's no wonder Coach Alexo became Massachusetts State Senator, while Coach Johnson eventually became Mayor of Taunton. Both class acts. My teammates and I will forever be grateful for Coach Alexo and Coach Johnson. And then there was Coach George A. Heeman. Coach George A. Heeman was all that. Coach Heeman was a football savant. He was light years ahead of the rest of the league. His tactics, his strategies, his feel for the game and for our team. There was no other like George Heeman. Coach Heeman was respected, he was admired, he was also feared. And he was 150% dedicated to that 67 team. He loved football, every part of it, but he especially loved hitting. If you played for George Heeman, you hit people hard. He would get more excited watching a Shero or LaChance destroying an opponent than seeing Hamilton or Silver running a 40-yard touchdown. And Coach Heeman knew how to win. Our team was 7-1 in 1966, and he created an attitude, a sense of confidence, and a sense of pride that took us all the way through the 67 season. It started in August of 1967. He and coaches Alexo and Johnson took our team to a YMCA camp in Middleborough for 2 weeks that preseason, where we ran and hit and became a formidable machine. We started the morning I think we got off the bus and we were told to put our bags down and run through the hills. We ran at 6 o'clock every morning, 2 miles through the hills. Then we did 2-a-days in that August heat. It must have worked because we were undefeated that year. But as I recall, the food was close to unedible. And after 2 weeks of wearing the same socks and jocks, nobody was stricken with hepatitis or cholera, allegedly. We somehow survived it. Anyhow, we left camp. We were a mean, lean fighting machine and ended up rolling over the Bristol County League, including a hard-fought 12-6 victory over Coyle on Thanksgiving Day. I remember Coach Heeman saying that after we won about 6 or 7 games, he said, if you guys go for it, if you guys get there, if you guys go undefeated and win our league, the Bristol County League, when that last whistle goes off, when you hear that last whistle, you're going to get a feeling that you will never forget the rest of your life. And I will attest to that. I still have that feeling. I can still hear that last whistle blowing, and I still have the feeling that George Heeman talked about. Unfortunately, we lost Coach Heeman in 2020. After a very successful career as a high school coach in Florida, he passed away. But we will always remember and cherish the memories of playing for George Heeman. And unfortunately, we lost 15 of our teammates from that 67 season. And I'd like to just mention their names: Wayne Dole, Joe Elizardo, Robert Fernandez, Howie Fitzgerald, Jim McAloney, Barry Medeiros, Tom Perry, Mike Silva, Ronnie Silvera, Phil Savicki, Jim Tanish, Joe Tokars, Dave Thompson, and the Hayes brothers, Joe and Eddie. May they all rest in peace. In closing, again, thank you to Mike Fox and to the Taunton High School Athletic Hall of Fame for recognizing our accomplishments. And to the 67 Tigers, we did it.
stay with me for a minute, would you?
We're going to break just a little bit from script at this moment. We have a plaque that we do hand out to each one of our honorees. Obviously, this is a team that we're talking about, but we would never send them home empty-handed. Could I please ask each one of those members that we had stand and please come up and join us right now? Please, each one of you gentlemen, come up and join us. And Barry, Coach Heeman would be honored to get you all up here. Guys, one more time.
Good job, brother.
Is this for you? We'll get one big picture at the end as well. You are my friend. Absolutely.
Gentlemen, once you get your plaques, if you stand up in front of that table that's a little bit further back in.
Oh, yes, sir.
Thank you very much. Okay, where we're gonna go?
Right over here.
First, guys, there's going to be a bunch of people taking pictures, so try to keep that frozen picture. This is Cameron Merritt from the Taunton. Let's let Cameron get a nice picture for you first. Let's look right here at his camera, please. All right, stay there. Now, if I could ask you to look at my camera lens right here, and I forget which one doesn't smile. We're going to say 1, 2, 3, Thursday, and you can have that nice smile for Mom. Ready? 1, 2, 3, Thursday. One more. 1, 2, 3, Thursday. Don't move. I'm going to get out of here. Look at all the people that want a picture of you. Say that. Oh, the family and friends.
All right, thanks, everyone. We've got to get everyone back to this. Another round again, please, for that 67 squad. Thank you all again, and at this time, I'm going to reintroduce our Master of Ceremonies, Mr. Brett Shavs.
Thanks, Fox. All right, at this time, I'd like to call assistant coach for Taunton High School football, Mr. Bill Ventura, up to the stage now.
I was just down the back there eating Danish when I got called up here, so caught me off guard a little bit. So I'm fortunate enough to be here tonight to introduce our next inductee, and it's Mr. David Arietta, the Taunton High School football from the class of 1981. In Taunton High School's 150-year history, choosing one player to induct into the Inaugural Athletic Hall of Fame for football is no small task. Countless athletes have left their mark on the gridiron. When records were reviewed, nominations considered, one name rose above the rest, Mr. David Arietta. His legacy as a tough, versatile player has earned him the honor of being the Hall of Fame's first football inductee. Known to his teammates and coaches as PID, David brought grit, athleticism, and leadership to the field. Over his 3-year varsity career, he played offensive wide receiver and end, defensive back and safety, as well as a special teams player. Head coach Frank Almeida no doubt appreciated this throwback player for his ability and talent to excel in multiple positions. David's senior year in 1980 was one for the record books, leading a strong Tiger team alongside captains Mario Matosa, Steve Munia, and standout underclassmen like Carl Fisher and Kenny Gomes. PID saved his best performance for last. That year, he caught 20 passes for over 500 yards, scored 7 touchdowns, and set a remarkable record with 13 interceptions. That's unheard of. That's unheard of. The Tigers ran the table and dominated their competition. His relentless play led to a particularly satisfying 39-20 Thanksgiving Day victory over crosstown rivals Coyle and Cassidy High School. The season culminated with Taunton's first Super Bowl title when they shut out Lynn Classical 21-0, thus finalizing an undefeated season. This historic win marked Taunton High School's second football championship, the first belonging to the 1967 team that won the Class C state championship. However, with the MIAA's adopted new format, this was the Tigers' first official Super Bowl championship, forever cementing the legacy of the 1980 team and propelling David Arietta as an unforgettable figure in Taunton High School football history. David's achievements went beyond the field. His incredible senior campaign earned him the Boston Globe's 1980 Division II Player of the Year award, along with numerous other accolades. Boston Globe's offensive first team selection, Division II Offensive All-Star Southeastern Massachusetts League All-Star, and Eastern Massachusetts All-Star. His talents were further on display as David was recognized, recruited, and selected to play in the prestigious Shriners Football Classic, a testament to his impact and reputation in high school football. We proudly welcome David Arietta into the Taunton High School Athletic Hall of Fame. His legacy will continue to inspire future generations of athletes, reminding them of what's possible through dedication, hard work, and a true love and passion for the game. Welcome to the Hall, David Arietta.
That was very good. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Oh. Let's see what I got here. Yeah, I'm extremely honored, everybody. I really appreciate this. And I want to congratulate Kendra, Bonnie, Caitlyn, Erin, Jeff, Eric, Scotty Mitchell, the late Scotty Mitchell. Congratulations to his family. Dave Lury, congratulations, David. Good job. There he is, right there, yeah. All right. The 1967 football team, awesome job. Congratulations to all you guys. Yeah. So I was very fortunate to come to this school and have a great coach, Frank Almeida. Frank is in the Mass. He's in the Mass Hall of Fame, Sports Hall of Fame for football. Frank Almeida, he was a living legend. He coached 60 years of high school football. Great guy. Passed away 3 years ago. What a nice man. And my teammates were unbelievable that I played with. You know, I wouldn't be up here without my teammates. I got some of them over here in the back. two captains, Mario, Steve Munia. My coach, Eddie Johnson's over there. Thank you, Eddie, for coming. Yeah. And, geez, it's awesome to be up here. I really appreciate this. And I want to thank my family for being here tonight. My sister Paula, my brother Jimmy, my brother Ricky, my kids Alyssa and Nate. And I'm going to make this real quick. And I just want to say, I will always be honored to have my name recognized with all these THS outstanding athletes. So I want to thank you again. Thank you all. Enjoy the rest of the night. Thank you very much.
And Mr. Bill Ventura with the presentation of trophy. We will take photos at the conclusion with everyone else this evening. Again, David Arietta, everyone. We're going to go here next, my guy. All right.
All right. One more round of applause for Mr. Arietta, everybody. At this time, I would like to call up to the stage the niece of our next inductee, Mr. Eric DeMoura, and a superstar at Southern New Hampshire currently, Miss Casey DeMoura.
Hi, everyone. I have the honor of being here tonight to introduce the next inductee, my uncle, Eric DeMoura. The sport of baseball has graced the grounds and field at Taunton High School since the 1900s. For decades, THS has cultivated a tradition of excellence in boys varsity baseball, and now we honor one of the finest baseball players to ever take the field. Eric DeMoura is a proud member of the class of 1992. He has now become the first baseball player to be selected and inducted into the Taunton High School Athletic Hall of Fame. A 3-year varsity starter and senior captain, he finished his high school career with a .457 batting average and a testament to his skill and dedication. DeMoura had also established himself as a force out on the field. Under the guidance of his head coach, the late Ken Perry, Eric could be relied upon for his slick fielding defensive prowess. His 1991 junior season was especially a highlight. The team was ranked #1 overall in the state and raced out a 12-0 mark, wrapping up the regular season at 22-2, while capturing the Old Colony League championship. He had a great postseason run, which found them making it to the 1991 South Sectional Finals while finishing that year with an overall record of 25-3. Beyond baseball, Eric also excelled on the football field as a 3-year varsity starter at quarterback, the senior captain earning himself a nomination for the 1991 Otto Graham Award. Eric's commitment to excellence was also extended into the classroom, where he was a 4-year member of student council, participated in the student advisory board, and was an active Key Club member, all while maintaining honor roll status. Eric's accolades are numerous and reflect his remarkable talent. He was named the 1992 Massachusetts State Baseball Player of the Year by the United States Baseball Federation and TOPS. He earned first-team All-Scholastic honors from both the Boston Globe and the Boston Herald in 1991 and 1992, was recognized as a Massachusetts Baseball Coaches Association All-Star and an Eastern Mass All-Star in 1991 and 1992. His honors continued with selections to the Massachusetts All-Star team in 91 and 92, where he was awarded the MVP of the Mass versus Connecticut All-Star game in 1992. He was a member of the 91 and 92 All-State teams, a perennial Old Colony League All-Star who later received an invitation to the 1992 Junior Olympic Trials in Boise, Idaho. In capping off his prolific high school career and in recognition of his talents, Eric was drafted by his hometown Boston Red Sox in the 44th round of the 1992 amateur draft. DeMoura declined that offer and chose instead to continue his academic and athletic career at Clemson University, where he continued to shine on the diamond as a member of the Tigers Division I baseball team. As we celebrate Eric DeMoura's induction into the Hall of Fame, we honor not only his extraordinary accomplishments on the field, but also his character and leadership off the field. His legacy at THS is a source of pride for the entire community, inspiring future generations of athletes to strive for academic and athletic greatness. Your place in the inaugural Taunton High School Athletic Hall of Fame will stand as evidence to your outstanding contributions to THS and the sport of baseball. Welcome to the Hall.
Well, that was something. Thank you, Casey. I'm so proud of her. She's a very special young lady, and just so proud. I did not see that coming, so thank you very much. Yes, Derek Jeter and I were drafted the same year, and one of us made a lot of money. Thank you very much. It's truly an honor to be here. I'm so grateful. My wife and I flew into town yesterday and have spent, 24 hours just about getting as much linguiça and Portuguese sweetbread as we possibly can. But we're here tonight, and I want to thank Mike Fox. Where is Mike anyway? Mike? Mr. Chairman, thank you very much. Members of the selection committee, thank you. Mr. Superintendent, thank you for your support. Distinguished elected officials, it's an honor to be in front of you this evening. Fellow recipients, congratulations, well-deserved. Mark, I saw you a second ago. Where are you, Mr. Retired? Mark, congratulations on your retirement. All right, congratulations, sir, and thank you very much for your support. I'm just so grateful. I've lived more years away from Taunton. But I can tell you, I love this community. I love this city. I love the people in this city. Every opportunity I get a chance to come back here, I do. This place is special. You know that. I know that. So this type of honor this evening is very, very special to me. And something like this that happens doesn't happen on your own. There's plenty of people who support a journey along the way. And by the way, I should recognize my family and friends who are here tonight. First, my lovely wife, Catherine. Thank you as always for your support. My brother, Kurt, who's filming this as we speak. His lovely daughter, Casey. Thank you, Casey. And my nephew, Lincoln, the latest Dr. DeMoura. And also my brother Ryan Alger and his lovely wife Jenny. Thank you for being here. I also want to recognize my friend Joel Nato, who I think is in the back there. Yeah, stand it up, Joel. Hey, by the way, Joel and Ryan, man, we pounded Coyle Cassidy, didn't we? I mean, I'm sorry, everybody. I love it. It's great, but they were our arch rivals, and man, we took it to them every time we could, and that was great. So thank you very much. But thanks to people who were here to support me all along the way, family, friends. Also, Derek Feeney, who's a guy I went to high school with, who grew up together. We were best friends, although he was a Jets fan. I don't know what happened to him, but he was a Jets fan. But he was always down the field with me, hitting ground balls, throwing batting practice. Joel was the same way. Also, a teacher used to be here, administrator, Matt Mattis. I need to recognize Matt for saying yes when I say, hey, Matt, can you hit me some ground balls? He throw me some batting practice. And now that I'm older and I have a family, and now I know at that time he was a teacher and he had a family, he had young kids, and now I realize, well, he had more important responsibilities at home than hitting ground balls to me. And he came out and did that anyway, and I'm just so grateful and so thankful. And so, lastly, for all of you, especially younger people here, for the years I was in sports, I'm most proud of not a big hit or a touchdown pass or things like that. Those things are great. But that's not what I'm most proud of. I'm most proud of when the chips were down and I wasn't the man anymore, and I wasn't sure what the future held, and whether I was going to get playing time or I wasn't playing well, but I kept on plugging away and just kept on working and just kept on plugging when the chips were down to end up following through and earning starting spots in college. And gosh, we were the #1 team in the country for years. And that took a lot of work and a lot of effort. So for any of you out there, especially younger people, you just don't know how close you are if you keep working to reaching where you want to go. So don't stop, keep doing it, keep fighting, keep working hard, and you'll get there. Anyway, Mr. Chairman, Selection Committee, thanks again. I love you all very much. I love this community. God bless.
Down in front. Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. One more. Ready? Get some people behind us.
Again, Mr. Eric DeMoura, ladies and gentlemen. And then his speech is right there. Folks, again, at this time, our Master of Ceremonies, Mr. Brett Shavs.
Okay, I now have the pleasure of inducting our next nominee into the Taunton High School Athletic Hall of Fame, Mr. Jeff Gallagher. Jeff Gallagher, a 1994 graduate of Taunton High School, stands out as one of the most decorated and prolific scorers in the history of the Tiger hockey program. Throughout his 4 varsity seasons, Jeff demonstrated remarkable skill and leadership, solidifying his place as a legend in THS hockey. In a career that totaled 69 games, a number that would have been higher if it weren't for an injury-laden sophomore campaign that limited him to only 6 contests, this slick skating, smooth passing, shooting sniper amassed scoring numbers and records that remain standing to this day. 30 years after his last shift, Gal's outstanding record of 139 total points stands untouched. His 103 career assists remain a program benchmark, and he holds a single-season record for the most points at 64 and the most assists at 42, further highlighting his exceptional playmaking ability. Jeff's achievements on the ice earned him a well-deserved recognition, including a 1994 first-team All-Scholastic honor by the Boston Herald. His junior and senior seasons found him additionally named to both the All-Scholastic teams of the Brockton Enterprise and the Taunton Daily Gazette. Beyond his personal accolades, Jeff's legacy will always be closely tied to his leadership as co-captain of the '94 Tigers, helping to guide that squad to the Division II state championship game. Though just falling short of that title, this resilient group finished the year with a record of 18 wins, just 3 losses and 2 ties, to cap off an unforgettable journey as a team that is still celebrated and heralded as one of the finest in THS history. Upon graduation, Jeff moved on to the NESCAC Conference and continued playing hockey for 4 more seasons at Connecticut College. After his record-setting high school career and leaving a lasting impact on the community, it is my honor to now induct Jeff Gallagher into the inaugural Taunton High School Athletic Hall of Fame, class of 2024. Mr. Gallagher, welcome to the Hall.
Thank you. Eric and I played Babe Ruth together, but I promise you my speech won't be as good as his. I'd like to thank the Taunton High head hockey coach, Chris Mattea, as well as the Hall of Fame committee, for without Coach Mattea's nomination and the support of the Hall of Fame committee, I wouldn't be standing before you this evening. I'd also like to thank Coach Mike Fox. I didn't realize what a tremendous effort that he put into this evening until I've been hearing all about it tonight. I'd like to thank my teammates, my coaches. One of them was kind enough to show up tonight with me, Coach Paul Marks. Coach Phil Dean, Coach Joe Balmain, Eric Cambra, and last but not least, may you rest in peace, Coach Brian Sullivan. I'd also like to thank my family, my wife and kids, my daughter Riley, my son Kevin, and most importantly, my parents, Robert and Paula Gallagher, two of the greatest people that I know, supported me from day one. I've been through some challenging times, and they've been there supporting me every minute. And without them, I wouldn't be here today. Everything I have in my life is because of them. And thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, again, Mr. Jeff Gallagher.
I'd like to bring Coach Fox back up to the stage to induct our next nominee, Kendra Lund.
All right, Kendra, here we go. This one's particularly special to me. I met Kendra over 30 years ago when I started as the youth director of the Taunton YMCA. So my little girl at Cohannon Street, here she is tonight. Kendra Lund is one of the most accomplished and dynamic student athletes in Taunton High School history. A gifted athlete who excelled in multiple sports. Kendra's greatest impact was felt on the basketball court, though, where she solidified her place as one of the finest players in school history. Kendra played 3 varsity sports during her years at THS: volleyball, softball, and basketball. But it was on the hardwood that she felt and left truly an indelible mark. With a combination of skill, leadership, and unyielding drive to succeed, she emerged as one of the premier athletes of that period, as well as all time. Among Kendra's many athletic achievements, her most monumental came on that basketball court. She became only one of 5 young women in school history to surpass the 1,000-point scoring mark, a milestone that had previously been achieved by her role model, the esteemed Amina Sirion, in 1994. With an incredible total of 1,437 points, Kendra became the all-time leading scorer in Taunton High School girls basketball history, an achievement that still stands and remains unchallenged nearly 25 years later. Her remarkable scoring ability was matched only by her work ethic and commitment to her teammates. Kendra was known for her basketball IQ, her poise under pressure, and her uncanny ability to perform when it mattered the most. Whether it was sinking crucial free throws, hitting big shots in the final seconds of a tight game, or dishing out assists to set up her teammates, Kendra's presence on the court was a game changer. Along the way, she earned a wealth of individual honors and awards, including 4-time Old Colony League All-Star status, 4-time All-Scholastic selections from both the Brockton Enterprise and the Taunton Daily Gazette, and a 1999 Hoffman All-Star nod. Kendra's excellence on the court was further recognized with a 1999 Dave Cowens Award nomination, culminating in her being named the 1999 Old Colony League's Most Valuable Player. While basketball was where Kendra's legacy would ultimately shine brightest, her athleticism extended beyond the court and the field house. As a member of the varsity volleyball and softball teams, Kendra Lund showcased her versatility as a well-rounded and gifted athlete. She was a 4-year starter at third base for Coach Jack Tripp's Taunton High School softball team. Even while playing the hot corner, Kendra continued to shine. Her softball career mirrored her basketball achievements as she earned 4-time All-Scholastics from the Brockton Enterprise and the Taunton Daily Gazette, as well as a Boston Globe recognition in 1999. She was also a key member of Taunton High School's historic 1997 Division I State Championship softball team, which captured the school's first ever title in that sport. Her all-around contributions in both basketball and softball showcased her versatility and her dedication to excellence in every aspect of her athletic career. Kendra's success at Taunton High was just the beginning. Following her high school career, she received a scholarship to play collegiate basketball at the University of Massachusetts Lowell, where she continued building upon her foundation and had another stellar basketball career. Throughout her years at THS, Kendra proved herself to be a relentless competitor, a true leader, and a source of inspiration to her teammates, competitors, and peers. Her legacy will continue to serve as a role model for future generations of student athletes. Her remarkable achievements, both in basketball and softball, stand as a testament to her hard work, passion, and her love of competition. It is a most fitting tribute that this all-timer is to now be inducted into the inaugural Taunton High School Athletic Hall of Fame. Kendra Lund Drake, welcome to the hall.
All right. Well, I've never met a shot that I didn't like, but I really do not like public speaking, so just hang out here with me for a few. Good evening, everyone. First, I want to say how incredibly humbled I am to be standing here tonight, an inaugural inductee into the Taunton High School Hall of Fame. To be recognized by the committee and to be inducted with such a distinguished group is truly an honor I will cherish forever. As I reflect on my journey, I can't help but think about the people who have made this moment possible. The coaches, teammates, and my family. Each of you have shaped me into who I am today, both on and off the court. To my mother, who is here with me tonight, you deserve a special thank you. You were my first and most dedicated coach, driving me to every practice, every game, and supporting me every step of the way. I know it wasn't I know it wasn't always easy, but you made it look effortless. From the countless dinners you prepared for my teams to the unwavering love and encouragement you provided, I wouldn't be here without you. Thank you for being my biggest fan. I also want to mention my dad, even though he is no longer with us. I have always felt him watching over me, and he would have loved to be here tonight. I hope I have made him proud. Throughout my athletic career, I have been fortunate to have had incredible coaches. Coach Dave Lury, my first youth softball coach. He taught me to love sports, made me feel seen, and set the foundation for everything that came after. I had the pleasure of coaching alongside him after college, where he continued to inspire me. He has been a lifelong mentor, and it is a special honor to be inducted with him tonight. Congratulations, Coach. Coach De Silva, Coach Craig, and Coach Thavali, each of you played a pivotal role in my development as a basketball player, and later as a coach. The lessons I learned from you went beyond the X's and O's of the game. You instilled in me the importance of discipline, teamwork, and leadership, values that continue to guide me every day. I also want to give a shout out to Coach Tripp and Coach Fox. Coach Tripp, you quite simply taught me to be a champion. But perhaps more importantly, you emphasized the sportsmanship and responsibility that comes with that honor. Just like you, I tell my players, never forget that they represent the name on the uniform. Thank you for the memories. Sorry, so many pauses. Coach Fox, who was the athletics youth sports director at the Taunton Y when I was in middle and high school, provided a fun and safe space where my peers and I improved our skills through countless hours of competition. I was definitely a gym rat. Thank you, Coach Fox, for providing endless opportunities for my development as a player and growth as a person. It was the influence of all these amazing coaches that inspired me to step into coaching myself. I knew I couldn't play basketball forever, but I wanted to give back to my community in the same way I had been given so much. My goal as a coach is clear: to make an impact on young athletes, just as my coaches made on me. The opportunity to lead, to mentor, and to share lessons I've learned along the way has been one of the greatest joys of my life. Of course, none of this would be possible without the love and support of my family. First, to my husband, Brian, thank you for always being there for me through every game, through every season. And to my children, Madison, Tanley, and Kobe, thank you for your endless love and understanding. Your support means the world to me, and I hope to inspire you, just as my parents and coaches inspired me. And lastly, to my teammates, thank you for being such an invaluable part of the athletic journey that made me who I am. The bonds we formed on the court, on the bus rides, and at the team dinners are some of the most meaningful experiences of my life. To the coaches and mentors who have influenced me, to my family and friends who have supported me, and to this community that has always been there for me, I am truly grateful. This honor is not just mine. It belongs to all of you who have played a role in helping me become the person and coach I am today. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, baby. That was excellent. Hold on, let's Ladies and gentlemen, Kendra Lund. Again, our MC tonight, Mr. Brett Shavs.
It is now my honor to bring up to the stage former Taunton High School softball head coach, Mr. David Lury, to introduce our next inductee, Caitlyn Mullet-Gothier.
It truly is an honor for me to introduce Caitlyn. Caitlyn Mullet-Gothier, Taunton High School class of 2003, is honored in the inaugural class of the Taunton High School Athletic Hall of Fame of one of the school's all-time great softball pitchers. Known for her exceptional sportsmanship, leadership, integrity, and commitment, Caitlyn was a 4-year varsity player and senior captain who led her team to unparalleled success. With Caitlyn towing the rubber, the Tigers won the D1 state championship in both 2002 and 2003. Her combined stats for those two tournaments against the best teams in the state were a reflection of her dominance, which included 12 wins, an ERA of 0.24, 99 strikeouts, and 7 shutouts, and a perfect game. She pitched her team to consecutive Old Colony League championships, as well as city championships against crosstown rival Coyote Cassidy. Her outstanding pitching career includes a record of 46 wins with only 2 losses, a school best ERA, career ERA of 0.19, 5 perfect games, 9 no-hitters, and 35 shutouts. You can see why I love coaching this girl. The cumulative batting average of opponents with Caitlyn on the mound is a meager 109. Incredibly, she won 40 consecutive games without a loss over the 2002 and 2003 season, including a streak of 102 consecutive scoreless innings. In addition to her pitching prowess, Caitlyn was an asset defensively in the middle of the infield with her cat-like reflexes, bunt covering range, and strong, accurate arm. Offensively, she contributed with clutch hits and was one of the best at moving runners with well-placed bunts. Her career batting average was .321 with 40 RBIs. Caitlyn's excellence earned her numerous awards, including both the prestigious Massachusetts Gatorade Player of the Year and the Boston Globe Player of the Year in her 2003 senior season. She was selected to the 2002 and 2003 All-Scholastic teams by the Boston Globe, the Boston Herald, the Brockton Enterprise, and the Taunton Gazette, as well as to the Old Colony League All-Star team by league coaches. Following her high school career, Caitlyn attended Ohio University on a softball scholarship, pitching for 4 years at the D1 level and graduating with a degree in hearing, speech, and language. Now residing in Milford, Mass., with her husband Mike and their 2 children, Shay and Cole, Caitlyn serves as a speech and language therapist in the Mendon-Upton School District. She continues to share her passion for softball, working as a coach and pitching instructor in the Taunton and Milford areas, leading clinics, and coaching her daughter's league and travel teams. I've always praised her, what a pleasure she is to coach, noting her leadership and ability to inspire through a relentless work ethic and unwavering team spirit, as well as for her humility. Despite her many achievements, Caitlyn always remained humble, consistently crediting her teammates for the Tigers' successes. Caitlyn's outstanding softball career with the Tigers has cemented her well-earned standing as a member of the 2024 inaugural class of the Taunton High Athletic Hall of Fame. Her induction celebrates lasting impact on Taunton High athletics and a legacy of athletic excellence, leadership, work ethic, and team spirit, along with an ongoing dedication to the sport of softball. Congratulations, Caitlyn. Welcome to the Taunton High Athletic Hall of Fame. Almost made me cry.
Whew. Feels good to be back in this cafeteria again. I think I was once over there with all my girlfriends over there, Burger City over there. Feels good to be back here again. To get a speech under 5 minutes is really hard. I have so many people to thank, and I have so many people to mention. I hope I get all of them here. So standing here tonight, I am both honored and humbled to be inducted into the Taunton High School Hall of Fame. Growing up in Taunton, I was surrounded by a culture of hard work, dedication, and community support that deeply shaped me both as a person and athlete. My love for softball began early, in part because of the incredible youth clinics and feeder programs that were and still are the heartbeat of Taunton sports community. The coaches and volunteers created an environment where young players felt encouraged to grow, to challenge ourselves, and to keep coming back. Through that program, I began to understand that playing softball, it wasn't just a hobby. It was part of Taunton's culture. Coach Lury, thank you for pulling every ounce of confidence out of me. You're a coach that went over and beyond for all your players. Your time, passion, and level of commitment you poured into this program is unmatched. And a special thank you to Kathy, your wife, entire family, because you dedicated 5 months out of your year. You lived at that field. And I'm pretty sure you had the whole team convinced that you slept in the shed in right field. You didn't leave. And behind every successful pitcher is an equally successful and talented catcher. And I was lucky to have 2 of the best. And they're here tonight if they can stand up. It's Holly Leonard and Megan O'Connor, formerly Tiny Go. Thank you for being a rock behind the plate for me. A pitcher might get a lot of attention, but without an exceptional catcher, there's no rhythm, there's no trust, and certainly no wins. They are the silent heroes of the game. And next year, I urge the committee that pitchers and catchers, they're a package deal. We work as a battery. Mom and Dad, you were the backbone of my journey. Dad, you spent countless hours crouched down on a bucket, catching my pitches, maybe not all of them, and never letting me end on a bad note. If I did my math correctly, you caught around 33,942 pitches, maybe even double that because I'm really bad at math. So I guess that puts you in the Hall of Fame for the greatest of all time bucket dads. And I especially want to recognize my mom for her unwavering support through my journey. While my dad was on the bucket, my mom was the one who kept everything in balance. In the midst of training, extensive travel, and time commitments, she made sure I didn't lose sight of everything beyond the softball fields, which is really important. Life's a balance, and I was really lucky to have that from both my mom and dad. She opened my eyes to many opportunities that existed outside of sports, teaching me the importance of prioritizing family and friendships and other pursuits. Lastly, a huge thank you to the nomination committee. It means a lot to be recognized by the city that has been so instrumental in my life. To my teammates, coaches, my assistant coaches, Dan Tripp and Bobby Greco. I think Bobby's here too. Thanks for making the game so light and fun. Appreciate you. Also want to thank the Taunton Daily Gazette, specifically Steve Sanchez. He covered so much of the softball, even after softball. I will always be proud to call Taunton my home, and I mean that. So thank you, everyone here.
And I'm going to leave right away. Go for it. Yep, you got it. Thank you, Bubba.
Folks, one more time for Ms. Caitlyn Mullet-Gothier. At this time, I'd like to introduce his former teammate and former member of the THS basketball program, Mr. Keith Offley, to induct Scott Mitchell into the Hall of Fame.
What's going on? I guess I don't need this, because we got it right here. Mike Fox, can I see you for a minute, please? I need to see you. I personally want to thank you for this window evening tonight.
Ah, come on.
No, I want to thank you. Because I played here. I played here. This is a man from Brockton High School. And you see what he did for Taunton High School?
Everybody. The whole committee.
Okay?
The whole committee.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I need glasses. Not when I played basketball, but. So, my name is Keith Offley. I am a teammate, a lifelong teammate of Scott Mitchell. And before I let you know this right now, I'm not like the rest of you. I love the mic. So, we gathered to celebrate, honor, and memorialize a remarkable athlete and even a more so person, Scott Mitchell. Mitch was a member of the Taunton High School graduating class of 1985. As he is inducted, I hate this word, so bear with me. What are you looking at, Tripp? Posthumously into, come on, Pop, I did it! Into the inaugural Taunton High School Athletic Hall of Fame. We celebrate a life and a legacy that continues to inspire. Scott Mitchell was one of the most dominant and powerful players to ever grace the hardwood courts of Taunton High School. A 4-year varsity starter for the Tigers, he not only showcased incredible talent, but infectious joy for the sport of basketball that we all know he loved, the game. He loved the competition, He loved his teammates. His leadership was exemplified by serving as a team captain during both his junior and senior seasons. Mitchell achieved significant milestones by scoring his 1,000 point early in his junior career. And there was no three-point line. That's a tough thing to do. Ultimately finishing his illustrious career as an all-time leading scorer in Taunton High School boys basketball history. A full 40 seasons later, his astounding career total of 1,615 points scored still stands. His style of play is revered, analyzed, and discussed all these seasons later. Scott left his impact on this game and this community. His accolades are a testament to his skill, talent, and determination. A two-time Boston Globe second-team All-Scholastic in 84 and 85. A perennial All-Star throughout the southeastern Massachusetts region. Mitchell was recognized as a two-time Brockton Enterprise All-Scholastic and a three-time Taunton Daily Gazette All-Scholastic, and a multiple Old Colony League All-Star as voted upon by lead coaches. Though we lost Scott far too soon in October of 2022, his spirit and his legacy live on in the hearts of those who knew him, loved him, and all of those who admired his achievements. It is with great respect and honor to induct Scott Mitchell into the Taunton High School Athletic Hall of Fame, a true champion and a beloved member of our Tiger family. Tonight and forevermore, your race is over, my friend. You have returned home. Mitch, welcome to the Hall, baby. If I could call up Scott Mitchell Jr. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Little Scott. What do you always call him? What do you call him? You going to give us the plaque?
Is he on a speech?
No speech.
Oh, okay.
There's no replacing that. I'm not going to speak for Scott.
I can say a couple things.
I was hoping to son.
Go right
I can
ahead.
say a couple things.
Go right ahead.
All right.
So as you guys know, I'm Scott Jr. It's nice to see you all today. My dad was a very large personality, as you guys all would know. He loved the sport of basketball. He loved Taunton. He loved everybody here. And, you know, it was sad to lose him, but, you know, he loved the game. He played hard. He was a big personality. That's all I can really say about him. So I want to thank you guys all for the honor that you gave him today. And I'm sure he'd really appreciate it.
Again, Scott Mitchell, ladies and gentlemen. That's ready to go.
At this time, I'd like to call Mr. Dave Lury back up to the podium to induct Erin Wade-Hernandez into the Hall of Fame.
Erin Wade-Hernandez's career with Taunton High Tigers softball exemplifies excellence, dedication, and an enduring legacy in Massachusetts high school softball. A 4-year varsity player from 2005 through 2008, Erin left an indelible mark on the Tigers program and became one of the most decorated players in its history. During her high school career, Erin amassed a stellar 67 wins with only 14 losses, achieving an exceptional 0.26 ERA with 942 strikeouts, obviously the most in Taunton High history and over 400 more than the person in second place. Her success at the plate with a .338 batting average, 78 hits, including 11 doubles, 15 triples, and 4 home runs with 61 RBI, further underscores her versatility and skill. Erin's contributions to the Tigers led to multiple championships, including the 2007 D1 state championship, 4 consecutive Old Colony League championships, and 4 city championships. Her career, single season, and single game all-time records remain benchmarks in Taunton High history. Among her career records are 67 wins, 12 no-hitters, 51 shutouts, and the 942 strikeouts, which I mentioned. Single season records established during her remarkable 2007 season and still standing today include 25 wins with a 0.07 earned run average, 332 strikeouts, in 89 innings pitched. She also holds the single game record for most strikeouts with 20. Erin's achievements earned her numerous awards and recognitions, including Boston Globe Player of the Year in 2007 and in 2008, the Brockton Enterprise Player of the Year in 2007, and multiple All-Scholastic team honors from the Globe, Herald, Taunton Gazette, Brockton Enterprise, and the Taunton Call, if anyone can remember that publication. She was also selected to the Old Colony League All-Star team for 3 consecutive seasons by the league coaches. Her impact was widely recognized in the region, underscoring her standing as one of the premier athletes in Massachusetts. I've always described Erin as an intense competitor with the capacity to elevate her game to a higher level in crucial situations. I recall the tense 2007 semifinal tournament game against Reading when she threw a tantalizing changeup for a called third strike to clinch a 1-0 victory, propelling the Tigers into the state finals. And by the way, in that game, she had thrown a 6-inning perfect game, gave up her first 2 hits in the 7th inning, and relied upon that changeup to end it all. Her impact, I'm sorry, I lost my place. Several days later, with Erin again on the mound, the Tigers shut out Gardner High 6-0 in the finals for the 4th D1 state championship in softball school history. After high school, Erin continued her softball career at Hofstra University, playing Division I softball and furthering her legacy. At Hofstra, she was named to the 2010 All-Colonial Athletic Association First Team and the 2010 Second Team NFCA All-American for the Northeast region. She graduated in 2012 with a degree in history. Today, Erin and her husband Jose are the proud parents of 3 sons, Austin, Jackson, and Jace, and live and reside in Bridgewater. Her influence on the game endures, not only through her records and championships, but also through coaching at youth levels. She provides one-on-one pitching lessons to young, aspiring pitchers, inspiring the next generation to achieve greatness. As Erin Wade-Hernandez is inducted into the Hall of Fame, we honor her unparalleled achievements and lasting impact on the Taunton High Tigers softball team. Her legacy as an athlete, mentor, and leader will continue to inspire, embodying the dedication and excellence that defines a true Hall of Famer. Congratulations, Erin, and welcome to the Taunton High School Athletic Hall of Fame 2024 class. Erin Wade.
All right, bear with me. It's been an emotional week, a couple of days, so we're gonna roll with it. All right, first to the Hall of Fame committee for making tonight possible for all of us athletes, future athletes and inductees. This is truly amazing and such a great honor to be here tonight with all of you. All right, so where do I start? I guess it would have to be from the very beginning with my parents. Because now more than ever do I understand what it meant for them to have to bribe me to get on a softball field and try my hardest just to be rewarded with ice cream or french fries after each game. I wish I could say that stopped as I got older, but it kind of shifted just to a pregame ritual, some variation of Smart Water, maybe a Dunkin' Sobe energy drink, and a coffee roll straight through my senior year. My experiences all started on the original Taunton girls softball fields that were spread throughout Taunton, with my dad as a Philly and a very young Taunton Tornado with Coach Fran Duffy. And yes, it might have taken the bribe of ice cream to get me on the field, but once I stepped out there, I knew it's where I was meant to be. It's where I made some of my lifelong friends who are at my tables here tonight, but it's also where I learned at 8 years old that some adults and parents have no shame in their actions when it comes to standing up for their own kids, even if it's tearing someone else's down. It gets better, I promise. I'll never forget the feeling of standing on the mound and being stared down by a dad for hitting his daughter with a pitch. Too many times. I'll never forget how many parents made it clear to me that I was the reason that their daughter quit playing softball. But most importantly, I'll never forget the coaches and parents that embraced me, picked me back up, and dubbed me Wild Thing. Thanks to them, I found my fire and passion and continued my softball journey to even more. So I just want to pause for a second because I'm sure everyone just kind of held their breath for a minute when I said some of those last comments, not knowing where the speech would go, just like my husband did when I first read it to him. But I feel like I'd be missing a huge opportunity not to address certain obstacles and events in my career that molded me into the person and player I was and am today, especially in front of our given audience of coaches, parents, players, and peers. No matter your role in a player's life, your impact is profound, for better or worse. I dealt with all the highs and lows from the age of 8 all the way through 22 years old, and from all different angles. It could be organizations telling me that their parents weren't happy because I was too good, to online platforms that I know have only become worse for our players now today. Coaches with their words when they meant for them to be positive, but somewhat embarrassing, from the dugout yelling out to me on the mound. Into my senior year, aside from a state championship game, the Taunton High Coil game being the biggest and best event of the year, not being able to be aired with sound because our commentator had a hidden agenda. Our players have it hard enough, and in our crazy day and age where our kids have so much exposure and outside influence, I hope that no matter your role in a player's life, you recognize your influence and choose to build each other up instead of tear each other down.
But on to the dynamites. From my dad to Mr. Taylor, Mr. Enos, Mr. Turner, and Mr. McCone, and so many more had their role, and we were so lucky to have them as coaches. Whether they were the team doctor, therapist, comedian, or shouldered a crayon, or, with Mr. Taylor, seeming like he's 8 feet tall when you're only 12 years old, a stomach to sob into, when I was exhausted, pitching my 3rd game of the day, probably 6th of the weekend, and trying to become national champions down in Virginia. They were always there for us and always encouraging us to want more. To middle school as a Martin Woodchuck with Coach Chippy Santos. He was the best. I'm not sure what's better. Him pulling me and a few teammates out of class to paint our green wall that unfortunately got washed away with the first rain because we forgot to seal it. Or him yelling, "Are you shitting me?" Sorry. But us as middle school girls asked him to abbreviate to AYSM moving forward. As I ran off the field with a smile, after walking the bases loaded, then striking out the next 3 batters in a row. That was the bad habit. To Peter Looney. He left us way too soon, but he came into my life when I was 11 years old. And even if his motives were for me to eventually attend UConn, he transformed me as a pitcher, and I will be eternally grateful. Fast forward now to the 2005 Taunton High softball tryouts. I was so excited to finally be on the field that so many girls I looked up to played on before me. One I'm extremely honored to share the stage with tonight. Kate Millette, Corinne Lemieux, and Coley Hebert, who I tried so hard to emulate at shortstop for these tryouts because I thought I'd have limited opportunity on the mound behind senior Nicole Fitzgerald. Unfortunately, I don't think D-Lou awarded me that opportunity ever at shortstop, but I get it. But I was just so excited to finally be there and so excited to keep going my journey to aspire for more. If anyone asks me to this day who my favorite coach to play for was, I always say Dave Lury. Oh man. D-Lou's passion, encouragement, and enthusiasm, along with a few kick buckets, always made me want to play harder, give 1,000%, and leave it all on the field. And ironically, he never left me on the field when it came to running bases. I think he had Sam Hodgson ready to run the bases before me before I even got up to bat. But I guess after one too many aggressive attempts to get an extra base, I understood why. So, Sam and I were a dynamic duo. And then speaking of leaving it all on the field, my arm and sanity might have been left there too if it wasn't for Chris with her prehab, rehab, and listening ears in the training room. And never have I ever, this is in bold and caps, been more grateful to leave and let rain stay on the field for the scheduled state championship game in 2007. It allowed us to return the next day to beautiful sunshine. Because if you were there, especially if you were on the bus or in the waiting in the gym for the rain to pass, you already know. That game is a day I'll never forget. Christine Melita with an amazing catch to prevent runs from scoring. Jess Matoza hitting the left field fence so hard she needed stitches in her knee after the game because she tracked down 2 triples that I gave up that were bombs. And that 6-0 shutout victory. It wouldn't have been possible without the best teammates, the biggest hearts, and the same goal. I personally had the most fun, best season career, and longest, but the payoff of being able to throw my glove to the sky and pile on my teammates in celebration and that escort a bus ride home will always stay with me. The fun and accomplishments only motivated me to keep working harder to achieve more in my career. Dave Lottie and Bob Rossi elevated my game and demeanor as a player and as a member of the Rhode Island Thunder Gold. Their passion and drive not only put us in front of the top D1 college coaches, but built that organization to what it is today. But more importantly, they helped change young girls' futures for the better. I may have been recruited across the country and coached by the UConn pitching coach for 7 years, but I had to choose what was best for my future, and nothing felt more at home than when I stepped onto Hofstra University's campus and softball grounds. And so it became my home for the next 4 years. New York in total became home for 12 years. So Hofstra gave me more than I could have ever imagined. Highs, lows, best friends, a college degree, and even national television exposure to dancing to Call Me Maybe at Super Regionals in 2012. one win away from going to Oklahoma for the Women's College World Series, a dream I had since I was a little girl watching Jenny Finch play for Arizona. And if it wasn't obvious, the reason I had a pink glove and cleats that everyone loves so much. Unfortunately, we did not get that win. So I found myself sitting in the outfield, crying with my teammates, trying to wrap my head around my softball career as a player being over. I wasn't ready for it to be done, and I still wanted the opportunity to achieve more. At the time, little did I know that life would give me so much more. 8 more years in New York, a successful career, my husband, my children, the opportunity to influence young players, to move my family back home to Massachusetts, reconnect with my best friends, and the phone call that allows me to be here tonight, celebrating and remembering my career one more time with all of you. To be able to share this with my husband and children that didn't experience that part of my life is something I will cherish forever. Okay. I didn't write this in an emotional time, so. Mom and Dad, thank you for everything. For your own sacrifices to see me succeed, for endlessly carting me around and believing in me and supporting me through softball and any life decisions. It's always been the little things for me, like when you pick me up early on a Thursday or Friday from school with a whole pizza, for our drive down the East Coast once again. That's definitely the memory in itself, because I know me falling asleep for the whole 4-hour ride didn't leave much for entertainment. Ryan, thank you for being my best friend through it all and never making me feel like there was jealousy or competition, and always being my biggest advocate. Jordan, having you dragged around to all the softball fields, watching me play as you grew up really made me want to be a better person and player for you to look up to. Logan, even though you came at the very end of my career, you were always the first one to greet me outside the dugout with the biggest hug, like you knew it's exactly what I needed. This one's hard, sorry. Nana and Butch, who unfortunately can't be here with us tonight, they were always the first ones to show up to a Taunton High game dressed in black and orange and be my biggest fans and make friends with, I'm sure, a lot of you. It carried into college with them being at as many games as possible and RVing across the eastern part of the country and always having my back. To my meme, my Aunt Cheryl, my Aunt Wendy, thank you for all your continued support through my entire life, softball and not. You always knew when I needed the biggest hug, a sleepover with ginger ale, Oreos, popcorn, and some scary movies, or Doritos and cheese. It's so unhealthy. Tierney, the third weight child, before there actually was a third or fourth, you have always had my back like no one else since we were 8. On the field, in the hallway, at SATs, who would have known, but you're always there when I needed you most. Tanya, from rec league to Dynamites to Martin and 2 different high schools, each other's weddings, reconnecting the way that we have, we've been through a lot together and truly appreciate you and your entire family. And to wrap it up, for Jose, my husband, it's so crazy to think that you had no idea who I was for the first 22 years of my life and entire softball career. The amount of love and support you show me daily in all aspects of life is unmatched, and I am so grateful for you. And to my boys, Austin, Jackson, and Jace, and Ari, the light and chaos you bring to our life completes me. You make me continue to want more out of life and for our family, and I hope if there's anything that I can teach you, it's to always stand strong, believe in yourself even if it feels like no one else does, and to never stop wanting more. Congratulations to all the inductees, and thank you for this honor.
Morse and Torres for Bonnie. Okay, up top.
Okay. All right. Moving forward with our program, we have 2 more inductees. First, I'd like to welcome Mr. Barry Morse and Mr. Jason Torres to the podium now to induct Bonnie Yuen-Belfield into the Hall of Fame.
Good evening. In the fall of 1981, when Bonnie Yuen-Belfield entered THS as a freshman, few could have anticipated the incredible athletic legacy that she would leave behind. By the time she graduated with the class of 1985, Bonnie had become the most decorated, successful, and admired athletes in the school's history. Competing at the varsity level for all 4 years across 12 seasons at cross country, indoor track, and outdoor track, her talent and dedication to her craft were undeniable. Bonnie's ascent began during her sophomore season, setting the stage for this historic career. In the spring of 1983, she dominated the 880-yard dash, claiming the state coaches' 880, the Class A championship, and the All-State title. Her junior year was even more impressive, as she swept the state coaches' Division I and All-State meets in the 1,000-yard run. That same year, Bonnie made history as one of the first high school girls to compete in the prestigious Millrose High School Mile at the legendary Madison Square Garden. Her victory streak continued with wins at the state coaches' 880 meters, Class A All-State, and New England championships, where she set a record with a time of 2:11.2. It's fast, if anybody's wondering. Yuen-Belfield's achievements only grew during her senior campaign. Was she saving her best for last? She went undefeated in cross country and continued to set multiple meet records, finishing second at the Division I championship. During her indoor season, she again won the state coaches meet and then the Division I meet, running 234.6, and the All-State championship at 233.3. Both performances were meet records. Competing later at the U.S. Vitalis Olympic Invitational, Yuen-Belfield clocked a time of 249.3, marking the second fastest time ever run by a female high school student athlete at that time. Upon graduation, Bonnie continued her journey at the U.S. Nationals and joined the U.S. junior team, representing her country in both Los Angeles and Vancouver. Bonnie's list of accomplishments could and should fill volumes of trophy cases, award shelves, and highlight reels. To name a few, she was the Old Colony League cross-country champion in 1983, 84, and 85, USA all-time second fastest 1,000 meter time for a female high school athlete in 1985. She was a 9-time Division I All-State champion in the 800 meter and 1,000 meter, a 2-time New England champion in the 800 meter, a 6-time Boston Globe first-team All-Scholastic, went undefeated in the 800 meter in all of her New England meets from 1983 to 1985, a 2-time Millrose Games qualifier for the high school mile, the THS record holder in the 600 meter, 800 meter, and 1,000 meter. Also the school's owner and record holder of the indoor mile with a scintillating time of 4:57.1, set in 1984, 40 seasons ago. Bonnie earned a full scholarship to the University of Missouri, where she continued her successful track career. To have had such an impressive high school campaign is impressive and rewarding. She had a career that is still spoken about and admired with both passion and reverence to this day. Her journey is a testament to her perseverance, athletic excellence, and an enduring legacy that continues to inspire the THS student athletes of today. It is my pleasure to welcome Bonnie Yuen-Belfield to the hall.
First of all, I'm back to the same size that I was in high school. Back to 4'10". It's really bad going number 9 out of 10. Really hard acts to follow. Plus it's 8:33. Okay, and the pack is waiting for everybody. So ditto, 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 thank you. No. And my husband said, don't be funny. So I'm going to start with my thank yous first. And so my husband and my 2 children did not know me when I was here. So they're not in my thank yous, but they are here. So thank you for being here. I'm going to try to read this with my glasses on, but if I take them off, that means I don't see any of you, which is awesome. Okay, so good evening. I'm going to start with my thank yous first. I want to thank the Hall of Fame Committee for their many, many hours of work. It's a huge process. It's very stressful. And I spent a lot of time talking on the phone with Mr. Mike Fox about things. So thank you, committee. And then, of course, thank you to Mike Fox for his vision, his persistence in creating the hall. I'd like to thank my family, my 3 siblings, and my parents for their support while I just ran and ran and ran. For 4 years, I was asked if I was going to run up here. I was like, no, because I'd probably trip and fall. My mom, who couldn't be here this evening because she lives down south, but she needs a big thank you because she spent 4 years both indoor and then freezing outside for spring track, working the scorer's table. So computing all the scoring for the events and so forth. So 4 years of that. I need to thank my many, many teammates throughout my experience who made it fun because, I mean, is running really fun? But we had to be coaxed off the high jump mats to actually start practice. And then when we were done with practice and we were exhausted, then we had to be coaxed off the mats again to go home. But thank you to all those teammates to make it such a fun and rewarding experience. I need to thank my first coach, Mr. Pat McKinnon. He was my coach cross country and then outdoor, and he had a really loud voice, and like I could hear him from the other side of the track. But now I know why he was yelling at me, because he saw my potential, and so he was just cheering me. I need to thank the late Bobby Lane. He was one of my first really big supporters, so he was great. Let's see. I need to thank the Taunton Daily Gazette, the Boston Herald, the Boston Herald, the Boston Globe, the Brockton Herald. They just did a really super job through my 4 years of writing articles. And then I need to thank Mike Gay, photographer from the Taunton Daily Gazette. He was one of my biggest fans. And it's because of all these writers and Mike Gay that I have some really cool scrapbooks to look back on now. So I'd like to thank all of them. I would like to thank from 81 to 85, faculty and the staff here at Taunton High School, and also the community members of Taunton, because they were with me on this ride every step of the way. One of my biggest fans just passed away recently, and she was my Latin teacher, and her name was Mary Bliss. And she was always tooting my horn for me, because in high school, I was really quiet, very unassuming. My competitors thought I was stuck up at meets, but like, you know, I had my warm-up, I had my race to attend to, and I just did my business, and that was it. So Mary tooted my horn a lot. And I think it was either my junior or senior year when I was getting ready to go to the Milrose Games in New York City, and they probably still do it, but like Valentine's Day, they would sell like carnations, and like she got the whole city of Taunton to like write me cards and buy me carnations. And so I showed up for school, and like they just presented me with like this bevy of carnations and cards. And so that was great, and I still have all the cards. So thank you, Mary Bliss, for being one of my biggest fans. I'd like to thank my coach of 10 seasons, Barry Morse, right here. His patience and his knowledge of training and what we call periodization created a 3-year plan which saw my racing and my records progress from one year to the next. And I am very grateful for his support and expertise. So thank you, Barry. And then my last thank you is for my teammate of 12 seasons and future Hall of Famer, Christine Kaur. And she owns many records that are still on the wall in the sprints. And so we spent 12 seasons together. So since the fall of 1981, Chris and I have remained friends. We ran many miles together. We ran many miles together that we didn't really run because we were hiding in the woods. We traveled, sorry, Barry. We traveled many miles together. We won lots of conference and state championships together. 1 year between he and I, we actually got second in the state for Division I. And if anybody knows where that plaque is, it disappeared years ago. There were 2 that we won. They were down in those trophy cases, and somehow they disappeared years ago, and we haven't seen them since. But we got to win lots of titles together, Christine. We had lots of memorable trips. A couple were one to Duke and one to Los Angeles in 1984 for the U.S. Nationals, which were held at the same time as the Olympic trials. And we just had crazy fun and lots of great experiences. And so thank you, Christine, for supporting me through the years, because it was a lot of fun. So those are my thank yous. So a little bit different information. So a lot of times I'm asked, like, what was the highlight of your high school career? Because you seem to win a lot of things. Okay, so these are just a couple of the highlights. And interesting, like, racing experiences. There was one meet, Boston College, outdoors, driving rain, coming down sideways, really, really cold, and it was like June. I don't think I had ever had a cup of coffee in my life, but I was so cold and shaking before my race that I had to drink coffee because there was nothing else, there was no hot chocolate around. And so totally freezing, drinking coffee, trying to get warm. Race comes up, and there was so much water in the first lane because the drainage was just awful that I ran the entire race in the second lane, which was interesting. So it was way more than 800 meters. And somehow I still set a state record. So I think it was because I just wanted to get out of the rain. And I just wanted to be warm again because I didn't think I was ever going to be warm again. Gardner High School, which is out in Western Mass, it was so windy that I couldn't keep my body like on the track. Like I just kept drifting everywhere all over. So that was an interesting one. Cross country, all states, went out to Western Mass. First time I ever ran on a ski slope. So like we ran 1.5 miles up a ski slope and then another 1.5 miles back down. Okay, it was 30 degrees and it was snowing. And I don't think I could feel my arms for at least 48 hours. And another highlight is probably running twice at the Millrose Games in New York City. That was really cool because I got to meet a lot of Olympians and get a lot of autographs. So that was always fun. Breaking the national high school record in the 1,000 meters, that was super fun. And then culminating my career being a member of the junior national team. Got to travel for a couple weeks, compete against folks from Canada, Japan, and Mexico. And all the hard work after the 4 years, it did, it paid off. So I got to become a Mizzou Tiger, made some great friendships there, got to travel around the country, and, highlight being an all Big 8 conference performer like 8 times. So super happy with that. I'll conclude with the following. People always ask, another thing they ask is, why did you start running? Like, why? So 3 reasons. 5th grade, Barnum School. Our playground was just pavement. That's it, pavement. And we had a strip down the side of the school between the school and the fence, and then there was a house. And one day for physical education, they were like, we're having a 50-yard dash race. And they just mixed us all up. And there were like different heats and stuff, and then like you ran, and then the winners of each heat then moved on, and so you get to the final heat. And I beat everybody, including the boys. And I was like, oh, this is kind of fun. So I was like, okay, that's 5th grade, cool. And then I went to Cohannut Middle School, and my physical education teachers suggested that I run in the Junior Olympic meet right here at Taunton High School. I don't even remember what grade it was. Anyhow, I'm like, okay, enter me in the shortest race, which was the 100-meter dash. I'm like, I can run in a straight line without any training. And so if you've ever been to a track meet with little kids, the easiest way to time them is to give each timer a stopwatch, and you tell them to just time a lane. Okay, so just time lane 1, lane 2, and when that person comes across the line, stop your watch. So I run the race, everything's great, had fun, win the heat, yay! The results come out, my name is not in the results. And I'm like, okay, I'm pretty sure I ran that race. Well, what happened was the person who was assigned to me timed the wrong lane. So one athlete had 2 timers, and I had nobody timing me. So I was like, okay, nobody saw me run, so I vowed to never not be seen again. And the 3rd reason why, Dave, you'll like this one. I played junior softball, and I was a pitcher, when I mostly pitched all the time. Very rarely played shortstop and third base. But so if I could hit the ball over the heads of the infield, I was fast enough that I could scurry around the bases and like get a home run every time. And I was like, this is fun. But when I was like in 8th grade, it became like senior softball. I think that's what grade it was. So like that spring, I was like, okay, I gotta move up to senior softball, because the intent was I was coming here to play softball. So I joined the senior softball, and I remember we were at the Ware Field, and I showed up, and they told me, the coaches told me that at 4 foot 8 inches and 90 pounds, that I was no longer a pitcher. And that the only position they were gonna put me in is a position that doesn't even exist, called short field. So I was like, okay, I was like behind the shortstop and the second base person, and I'm like standing there. And so I was like, okay, this is not fun. So needless to say, I never returned to that softball team. Because I was squashed by being told that I could only play short field. And so I asked myself, what sport can I do where I can control my own destiny? And the answer was running. That I was going to be in charge of how fast that I was going to run. And so I never played softball again, sorry. And I took up running and showed up for cross country with no summer training. But it kind of just moved from there. So that's why I started running. So again, thank you to the hall. Thank you to Mike Fox. Congratulations to all the other recipients. And thank you for having me in the Hall of Fame.
One more time for Bonnie, everybody. All right, our very last inductee to the Hall of Fame. At this time, I would like to call to the podium both former and current Taunton High School varsity softball assistant coaches, Mr. Paul Domenico and his daughter, Mrs. Marissa Domenico-Altman, to induct head coach Dave Lury to the Hall of Fame.
Good evening, everyone. What'd I do? When I was asked to speak on behalf of my friend, Dave Lury, I immediately called Mike Fox and said, it would be my pleasure, but there will be a story. So, let me set the stage for all of you. Before Marissa and I welcome our last inductee of the evening, we would both be remiss if we didn't mention a small story about Coach Lury. Two things always symbolized the 10 years that we coached together. One was winning, and we did a lot of winning. The other was the laughs. Again, there were a lot of those too. But there was another trait that Coach Lury exhibited, and that was his passion and loyalty for the game and his players. It showed itself in different ways, but none more memorable than in 2010 at Durfee High School. You see, we were locked in a really tight game. Taunton High School always had the first baseline, so seeing pitches to right-handed batters was easy. Coach Lury was not a fan of this particular umpire and his strike zone. We got to the later innings. I believe we were up by 1. And then it happened. We were in the field, and the ump decided he was going to squeeze, I believe it was Colleen Kirby. After what appeared to be strike 5, the volcano erupted. Coach had had enough. If you've ever been to Durfee High School, the first baseline where we always sat was very narrow. Directly behind us was an 8-foot drop into a field below us. He couldn't take it anymore. Frustration overcame him, and with the talent of an NFL kicker, he sent that empty bucket flying through the air down the hill. To this day, we still talk about it. So with that story shared, and after pulling some strings with Mike Fox, we were able to squeak out one more ticket for tonight. Please join me in welcoming, all the way from Fall River, from the campus of Durfee High School, ladies and gentlemen, the Bucket.
More than 50 years after his high school graduation, David Lury, known affectionately as D-Lu to his players and coaching staff, would become one of the most celebrated and successful high school softball coaches in Massachusetts state history. David, a 1967 THS graduate, was a former Taunton High School baseball standout and team captain. He married his high school sweetheart, Kathy, and later began his coaching career as a dedicated parent, supporting his daughters, Jen and Kate. As his daughter's interest in the sport grew, so did his passion, ultimately shaping him into the driving force behind the THS softball program. Taunton High School's softball program was established in 1959. The program saw early accomplishments under coaches such as the pioneering Elizabeth Dion Paquette and the trailblazing Jack Tripp. Lury is first to acknowledge Coach Tripp for hiring him onto his staff, originally as the first freshman team coach in school history. During this time, the Tigers tasted success, winning the 1997 Division I state softball title. However, it was under Lury's leadership as head coach from 2000 to 2019 that the program reached unprecedented heights. Known as the Godfather of Tiger softball, Lury led the team through 20 consecutive winning seasons, amassing a career record of 407 wins against 86 losses, for a remarkable .826 winning percentage. Under his leadership, Taunton earned 11 straight Old Colony League championships, 3 Hockomock League championships, and 15 city championships versus crosstown rival Coyle and Cassidy High School. His teams went undefeated in state tournament title games, capturing 4 Division I state title softball championships in 2002, 2003, 2007, and 2018. A demanding yet fair coach, Lury was a hard, driving leader who believed in practice, precision, and game-like scenarios. He became legendary for his Sunday evening practices, with each session including his hallmark 195s. His dedication to repetition and discipline training instilled a competitive fire in his players that translated into championship success.
D-Lu's impact extended well beyond the diamond. His achievements were recognized through numerous coaching awards, including the 2003 National Federation of State High School Coaches Association Northeast Sectional Coach of the Year. He was named the Boston Globe Coach of the Year in 2001, Brockton Enterprise Coach of the Year in 2003, and received multiple Taunton Daily Gazette Coach of the Year awards, as well as the Hockomock Sports Coach of the Year in both 2014 and 2015. Respected for his dedication, discipline, and drive, D-Lu has built a legacy that has forever shaped Taunton High School softball and inspired generations of young female athletes to achieve their own greatness. Delu was celebrated as the first coach to be enshrined in the inaugural Taunton High School Athletic Hall of Fame. It is with great pleasure and profound gratitude that Marissa and I welcome our dear friend Delu to the Taunton High School Hall of Fame 2024.
Wow. Bonnie, you're right. It's not great being number 9. Try being number 10. I'm deeply honored and humbled to be elected for induction into the Athletic Hall of Fame at Taunton High School with this incredible inaugural class. This first class includes so many outstanding athletes, and I congratulate each of you for your incredible high school athletic careers. You truly do represent the best of the best. I thank all my guests here tonight in support of my induction. I'm grateful for my family, some of my closest friends, and my former players and coaches for sharing this special evening with me. I also thank all of tonight's guests for coming in honor of their family, friends, and former teammates. Thanks to everyone for being a fan and friend of Taunton High athletics. I thank the Hall of Fame Committee for many hours of research, discussion, and debate in identifying deserving athletes for induction with this class. There are so many qualified candidates from well over 100 years of athletics at Taunton High, which makes it truly special to have been selected with this class. It is especially rewarding for me to be inducted alongside some fellow inductees with whom I have a special connection. I had the pleasure and distinct honor of coaching 2 of the greatest athletes to ever play any sport at Taunton High School. As we heard during their introduction, Caitlyn and Erin both dominated their sport with incredible records and championships, and I feel so fortunate to have been their coach. It's very special for me to be inducted with 2 of the greatest athletes and softball players to ever wear a Tigers uniform. It is also special to be inducted with Kendra, who I drafted and coached many years ago as she was a 9-year-old with the Reds in the Taunton Girls Softball League. Even at 9 years old, it was clear to me that Kendra already was and was destined to become a special athlete, as was later proven by her outstanding high school careers in basketball and softball. I have a connection with some of the players from the '67 championship football team. Although I never played high school football, I only weighed about 120 pounds. Some of us were teammates and our opponents growing up in baseball from Little League through Taunton High School varsity, as well as later in men's softball. Congratulations, guys, for being the first team inducted into the Hall of Fame. I also have a family connection with the '67 team, as my late brother-in-law, Wayne Dole, played on that team. And Wayne was very proud to have been a '67 state champion, and he still had his championship jacket when he passed away over 6 years ago. The members of his family here tonight include his siblings, Kathy, Kelly, and Jeff. I have so many, whoa. I guess I don't have too many left. All right. I guess that's all right. Wow. I have so many more people to acknowledge and thank for their roles throughout my coaching career that contributed to the success of our teams on the ball field, which ultimately opened the doors to the Hall. My family, first of all, I thank you all, especially my wife Kathy, who bore the brunt of my coaching career, my daughters Jen and Kate, and their families, including our 6 grandchildren and 5 great-grandchildren. I thank you all for your support, your patience, your many sacrifices, and your understanding of my love for and my obsession with Taunton High softball. Thank you for being here with me tonight. I love you all. I'm stating the obvious that I wouldn't be here tonight as a Hall of Fame inductee if it weren't for the many great kids and exceptionally talented softball players throughout my career. The players won the games, and the players won the championships. I thank each and every girl who I've had the honor of coaching for your dedication, your commitment, your hard work, and your love for the game. It truly has brought me so much joy watching you succeed individually and as a team over the years. Thank you all, including all those players here tonight, for taking me along on this incredible 20-year ride. Coaches, also so fortunate to have had so many talented and dedicated coaches working with me for 20 years. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for your love of the game, for your professionalism, for teaching our girls how to play the Tigers way, and for inspiring them to always reach for the gold ring. I thank you for embracing the enduring traditions and culture that are foundations of our great softball program. Thank you for teaching and reinforcing the virtues of sportsmanship, teamwork, respect, and humility. Thank you for being a part of a coaching staff that work collaboratively and always trying to make fair and just decisions for all our players. Thank you for your dedication and commitment to the many hours required to live up to our hard-earned reputation as the premier softball program in the state. So Danny, Paul, Rissy, Sarge, Mike, Meg, Coley, Michelle, Bobby, and all my coaching staff for 20 years, thank you for your support, your loyalty, and your lifelong friendship. I would be remiss if I didn't recognize how important the Taunton feeder programs are. Well, I've always hated that term, feeder programs, but they've been so important in the success of Taunton High softball. Thank you to the Taunton Girls Softball League that celebrated its 50th anniversary this past summer, and to a number of Taunton-based independent tournament teams such as the Dynamites, the Rebels, the Ravens, the Illusions, and the Bandits. Thank you to everyone involved with these softball organizations for helping Taunton girls reach their potential and go on to play for the Tigers and contribute to our championship teams. The athletic director, Mark Vanelli, I worked 17 years, my last 17 years coaching, he was the AD, and I am so appreciative of his confidence, his respect, and support for me as head coach throughout those 17 years we worked together. Thank you, Otto. Chris Kurt, she's not only an athletic trainer, she's a #1 fan, a friend, a counselor, a therapist, a confidant, and a shoulder to cry on for all the players as well as the coaches. You are the best, Chris. Thank you. Greenie, thank you for all your efforts and hard work in keeping the softball field in such great playing condition. Your know-how and conscientious field maintenance has earned Jack Tripp Field the long-standing reputation as one of the best softball fields in the state. Thank you, Greenie. Thank you, Sandy, for all you have done for the softball program and for me personally to keep things up to date and running smoothly. Despite multiple responsibilities and occasional chaos in the athletic office, you find a way to get the jobs done while always remaining welcoming, friendly, and supportive. Thank you, Sandy. I'd like to thank my predecessor, Jack Tripp, Coach Jack Tripp. He gave me the opportunity to become a part of Tigers softball, first as a volunteer assistant coach in 1990, and as the first freshman team coach in '94, and then recommending me upon his retirement for the varsity job. Over the decade that I was a part of the program under Coach Tripp, I absorbed the traditions and culture he had developed as the foundation for Tigers softball. Thank you, Coach Tripp, for welcoming me to the softball program and for ingraining the Tiger way into my heart and soul. And finally, I'd like to recognize a number of people who contributed to the birth of this Athletic Hall of Fame, from Superintendent John Cabral to Athletic Directors Mark Ottavianelli and Raphael Dowdy, to the members of the committee, and to the incredibly talented Mac Bork, who did so much in designing the plaques, tonight's program, and so many more things that I can't even remember. I thank you for all of your roles in making this Hall of Fame a reality. But almost everything Hall of Fame related was made possible through the vision and efforts of one man. He has been involved in every aspect, from attending other Hall of Fame induction ceremonies to learn about their best practice ideas, to preparing the 10-part series on Facebook highlighting each of the inductees, to writing the inductee bios printed in tonight's program, to this morning's video of Boston Bruins legendary announcer Jack Edwards announcing tonight's ceremony, and even down to the minute details such as the stuffed shells including in tonight's menu. He has contributed the lion's share of work, time, effort, and sweat and tears in establishing the Hall of Fame and bringing tonight's inaugural induction ceremony to successful fruition. From the bottom of my heart, I thank Mike Fox for everything he has done to make this such a special event for all the inductees and their guests. Thank you all.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time again, head coach, Mr. David Lury. D-Lou. We'll around a quick round of photos here, and then we'll ask our MC, the excellent Brett Shavs, one more introduction tonight to finish up and send us home. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, Coach Fox. To close this out tonight and deliver some closing remarks, I'd like to welcome current Taunton High School Athletic Director, Mr. Raphael Dowdy, to the podium, please.
Good evening, everyone. Where's D-Lo? D-Lo, you're probably the first person to get inducted with a bucket. Good job. All right, I'm going to be very quick. Thank you all for joining us tonight and celebrating the remarkable achievements of our inductees. Tonight is not just about celebrating individual accomplishments, but it's about honoring the spirit of teamwork and dedication. And these athletes exemplify their journeys, remind us of all of what can be achieved through hard work and commitment. Before I continue, can I have all the inductees please stand, please? join me in congratulating all of our 2024 inductees. Lastly, join me in congratulating all of our committee members, including the talented Mr. Matt Burke, please. Thank you all for being here tonight. Please enjoy the rest of the evening at the PAC. Is it the PAC or the PACC, however you say it? Starts at 9 o'clock. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you.